Hello everyone, and welcome back to another video. Today we got some brand new content for you guys, as today we're going to be talking about the Toronto Blue Jays. As you guys all know, if you guys haven't seen the update video, we're not changing the content, we're just adding a few pieces to the channel, and that's some baseball stuff. I used to be a massive baseball fan when I was younger, kind of fell out of it once I got a little bit older and started not tracking the Blue Jays as much. But now we're going to get right back into it, and I think it's a perfect time to do that. I've been casually following the Blue Jays for the past few years, seeing them ever growing and, the rebuild that's been going on with them. I decided to get right back into them, make some videos on them, and try to become a massive super fan of this team, kind of like what I did with the Edmonton Oilers, basically, is what I'm going to be doing with this team. How I make the OGRs, I'll be doing the exact same thing with the Toronto Blue Jays, just for not every single game. We're just going to be doing it every single week, where I review the week of games for the Toronto Blue Jays, talk about the news and all that sort of stuff. And that's what we're going to be doing here today. We're going to be talking about, the Toronto Blue Jays, their opening day roster, the preview of this year, and how I think they'll do. Now, just to let you guys know, I'm very much of a filthy casual fan of baseball, so I'm definitely not going to be going in as depth as what I would be doing during hockey. That's why this year, I'm really going to take it as, just a leap of faith and try to get really into it, try to analyze the game a lot more, and try to get to know baseball a lot more as well, and try to learn the ins and outs of the game. So if you guys have any insight on the Toronto Blue Jays, or just any insight on any type of player, let me guys know in the comment section below, because that would be absolutely amazing. So let's jump into the Toronto Blue Jays in this year. We're going to be talking about the players that they picked up, which they picked up a decent amount. What are they going to do this year? How well are they going to play? Sort of stuff like that. Now, first of all, I think this team is going to be one of the best teams in the AL East. This team is so fucking good, man. I think the only thing that is kind of a downside for the Blue Jays is our bullpen. Like, that's kind of like the only downside of our stuff. Is, we got some decent guys back there. Romano looks good. Hopefully Garcia can be a good guy, but last year he had like a 5.80 ERA. The year before he had a 0.60 ERA, so we'll have to see what we can get out of Garcia if he's going to be able to become that, that big bullpen guy that we need him to be. He's going to be one of our high leverage guys. He's going to be one of the guys that will play, in the 7th inning right before you throw Jordan Romano to be the closer. Then also Adam Simber, I think, will be a big guy as well. He was terrific for us last year when we picked him up in a deal. He was pretty good. And then you got Trevor Richards, Ryan Boraki. You got some big guys that are going to be some big questions in the back. And then also Ross Shiplin, which I think will be pretty good as well. He was a pretty good starting pitcher for us last year, so he's going to be one of our kind of like long man guys or 6 starters. But the biggest thing I think I really enjoy about the pitching of this team is our starting rotation. Now, this is why I don't think they're worrying as much on the bullpen. Now, we'll probably add some people later on, but when you have Jose Barrios, Kevin Gausman, Ryu, Manoa, and Kenichi, all terrific 5 guys right down the middle. Now, I'm sorry if I'm butchering up this guy's name. Very sorry if I am. Let me guys know in the comments if I am. But Kenichi, guy from the Seattle Mariners, had an alright season last year. I think he had about a 4.41 ERA. We picked him up on a 3-year deal. And, the guy, there was a lot of people that really enjoyed this guy. He made it to the All-Star game. He had a terrific start of the season. My buddy Jokes kind of said he fell off a little bit at the end of the year. But I think with the way that we've been able to turn around pitchers here in Toronto over the past few years, I think, honestly, he'll be a massive pickup for the Toronto Blue Jays. And we needed another left-handed pitcher. You sign him for 3 years. He's making $12 million a year. It's not a bad idea for a guy that's 30 years of age, still has tons of upside, and a guy that made it to the All-Star game last year, just had a bit of a rough ending to the season. And when you already add that, when you already have Manoa, Ryu, Gausman, and Barrios, I really don't think it's a bad idea to take a try on a guy and see how well he'll do, especially since we need a left-handed guy, right? We don't have a whole lot of left-handed guys, even in our bullpen. We only have Boricki and Tim Mazet. Those are the only guys that we actually have for, left-handed pitchers, so picking up another one is massive for us. Alec Manoa, I think he's going to have a terrific season this year. He was terrific for us last year. I loved him so much. Last year, when I was tracking a little bit of the Blue Jays, he went 9-2 with 3.22 ERA. He was just absolutely amazing. It was one of my favorite Blue Jays, without a doubt. Ryu, I mean, he was amazing last year. He had a really good end of the season. Then we pick up Kevin Gausman who was the ace for the Giants last year, 2.81 ERA. He was amazing for the team last year, and now we pick him up alongside of the fact that we also have Bidgeo right now as well, which we picked him up last deadline and locked him up to a massive deal as well. So we got both Bidgeo and Gausman. Bidgeo to 7 years and Gausman to 5. So we got both of those guys locked up, and most of our, our starting rotation is locked in for the next few years with some really good pitchers. We lost Robbie Ray and Steven Matz, and we replaced them with Gausman, Bidgeo, and Kunichi. This is an absolutely amazing starting rotation, and I'm really, really excited to see how well they'll do. Especially our bullpen. There's a lot of big questions, a lot of young guys like Julian Merriweather, which some people were, I was reading some articles which say if he could stay healthy, he could be an amazing relief guy for us. Nate Pearson as well, kind of a future starting guy for us, but he's going to be probably getting some reps in the bullpen as well. But honestly, our bullpen could be a hit or miss. It could be amazing, but it could also be downright horrible like it was last year. But we did do some improvements, so hopefully the pitchers that we did pick up will be able to help the team out going into this opening day against the Texas Rangers, which is tomorrow. So I hope you guys are as pumped up as I am for opening day, man. It's going to be a fun one. So kind of the opening day lineup for the Blue Jays, taking the first ball. We're going to kind of go over the, what TSN made here. They got George Springer, Bo Bichette, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., Teoscar Hernandez, Lourdes Gurriel Jr., Matt Chapman, Kevin Bidgeo, Alondra Kirk, and then Danny Jansen as well. So Kirk will probably be playing DH, I'm guessing. We didn't keep Greg Bird on the team, which people were thinking he might have been the DH for the team, but now he's gone to somewhere else. Romeel Tapia could also play DH, but he's mostly a guy that's going to hit. His on-base percentage is pretty good, and he has a good batting average. He's not a big home run guy, but he's a pretty speedy guy as well. So that was another pickup that we did get. We picked up Romeel Tapia for Randall Grichuk, I think it was. For some reason, it's not showing up here, but we traded away Randall Grichuk, and that was one of the guys that we picked up in that deal, was getting him, and then also the Matt Chapman deal, which, yes, we traded away a lot, but Matt Chapman is going to be an amazing third base guy, and this is another guy that I wanted to talk about. A guy that's brung in some gold gloves. He's been an amazing defensive player. Sure, he doesn't have an amazing batting average, that's without a doubt, but when you have a few golden gloves in your career and you're only, coming into this year, 29 years of age, we locked him up for 2 years. This is a guy that's going to be pretty good, honestly. Adds another 20 home runs, 30 home runs a year on the team, because he does hit pretty good home runs. But I think the biggest thing out of him is going to be his defense. Our defense was not the greatest last year for the Blue Jays, and that's one thing we needed to massively improve upon, and that's what we did with Matt Chapman. Also, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. looks fit as fuck, man. He is looking ready to go this year. I'm expecting a big year out of Vladimir Guerrero Jr., Bo Bichette. He's going to have a massive year. And hopefully George Springer is able to stay healthy, because I believe that George Springer could also have a pretty good year with the Blue Jays as well. So honestly, I really like the hitting core. We also traded away Reese McGuire to pick up Collins as well. Kind of another catcher for the team. Most likely, I think we're going to be running with 3 catchers, I think is what we're going to be going with. And then in the bench, we got Santiago, Espinal, and Tapio. I don't know who else is going to be playing in the role. I think Tanner Morris might be a guy that might be playing back there. But I'm not too sure until, we see the opening day roster. But it looks like we're going to be playing with a pretty deep bullpen this upcoming year. So it's going to be an exciting year. I hope you guys are ready for some Blue Jays baseball, because I'm ready as well. Kevin Bidgeo is also another guy that I think could potentially break out. Honestly, I think this entire Blue Jays roster is just absolutely amazing, and I'm really excited to see how well it'll perform. I think our starting pitching rotation is going to be probably our biggest thing this year, especially since we're having to deal with a very deep AL East, because a lot of the teams like the Yankees and Red Sox were trying to bolster their teams up, and I think the Blue Jays did an amazing job of bolstering their team up and getting ready for a very, very tough division that we're in right now. So with the Blue Jays tinkering around the roster, I love the way that we look. I don't know if we're going to make another move. I guess we'll have to see. But for right now, guys, I'm going to end the video here. Tell me, guys, in the comment section below how you guys think of the Toronto Blue Jays roster. And yeah, guys, I'm going to end it all here. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you guys are excited for some motherfucking Blue Jays baseball, baby. See you guys all later. Peace out, boys.